Hello and welcome to Two Car Pros. Today we are going to be taking a look at how to change the engine coolant for Ford F-150 5.4 liter from the year of 2005. So the first thing we need to do is remove the coolant cap off of the reservoir, making sure that the engine is fully cooled before we remove this. If you don't wait till the engine is fully cooled to remove this, you could have a geyser which could burn you very, very badly. So make sure your engine's cool before you remove the coolant cap. Okay, so I'm underneath the truck now. Where you're looking is the lower right hand of the radiator if you're looking at it from underneath. Lower left hand if you're looking at it from the front of the truck. Now, that thing right there is the petcock or drain plug. It's kind of out of focus and it's kind of dark, but you get the idea. We need to remove that. And as soon as we do, coolant's going to go everywhere. There basically is no way to prevent it. Just get a big bucket, maybe some cardboard on the floor, and get ready. And you just twist it to the left like a normal bolt. Make sure you have a good sized bucket. There's kind of a lot of coolant. Okay, so I've grabbed a 20mm socket. I'm going to put it on the end there because I'm having some trouble getting some grip at such a weird angle. Now, as you can hear, it's trickling out pretty good. I left the petcock in a little bit to kind of regulate flow, because when you undo it, it kind of just shoots back everywhere and spills all over the place. And I want to try to get as much in the bucket as I can. Try to regulate the environmental disaster. Up, the bucket shifted. So as the flow slows, we can remove the petcock further. There we go, removed it completely. Take a good look at it. If it's cracked or is just in plain not good shape, good idea to replace it. Mine looks great, so I'm gonna hold on to it. We're gonna keep the bucket here while it keeps draining, because it's gonna sit here and drain for a little while. But once it has stopped draining, we can replace that petcock and move on. Okay, so there's essentially two types of coolant you can put in your truck. There's pre-mixed 50-50 and there's concentrated. This is concentrated. It is the Ford Motorcraft Gold. This is the coolant you need for your truck. Please put this in. I have a link in the description to it. And this is concentrated, so you might be asking me what to use for the other part. Some people use hose water. I like to use distilled water. And yes, it's the Kroger brand because I like saving money. So they need to be 1-to-1. So for every part you add coolant, you need to add water as well. Now it looked like about 2 gallons came out when we drained it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this whole gallon in. And note, you don't need this fancy funnel. I just really like this fancy funnel. I got it off of Amazon for I think $12, and it is so convenient just to use. Because you can kind of just dump the amount you want to dump in and forget about it. Makes cool sounds too. So I've put in nearly a gallon of concentrated coolant. So I'm going to put in, I put about 75% in. So I'm going to put 75% in of the water. Because you want to try to keep your best at 50-50. You want it to be that 50-50 mixture. It doesn't have to be, 100% accurate, but you really want it to be close. You could even mix it outside of the truck and add it later. You can do that if you have another container, but I don't. So as we add coolant, we want to take a look at our reservoir. Our reservoir here, it's kind of tough to see because the coolant's so light, but I can tell you it's the line is just below the fill mark. Oh, you can kind of see it on film. Okay, you can use a flashlight, or if your reservoir is actually in good shape, You can just, you know, see it without a flashlight, but a flashlight definitely helps. So I'm going to add a little more fluid. You want it between those 2 points there. Not quite, a little bit more. Okay, so it is between those 2 points, which is great. Now the next step we need to do is start the engine and let it warm up. This will open the thermostat and let the coolant go through a bunch of different channels in the engine, and you'll get an actual accurate reading. Okay, so we've ran the truck for a little while. We made sure the coolant line isn't going anywhere. It's between the 2 points on the reservoir I showed you earlier. And make sure to replace your coolant cap with the motorcraft cap. This is what it looks like. It says Faux Moco on the bottom of it. And this is the proper cap. Don't use an aftermarket one like that was on here earlier. And the one click means it's properly on. And that is a job well done. I'm also going to watch it over the next couple days and make sure the level doesn't drop any. If it has, wait until the engine's cool and add some more. And that's how to change coolant in that truck. It's fairly simple and straightforward. I think anybody can do it. It didn't require a lot of tools or anything. And make sure you deposit your refuse coolant in an approved EPA facility. Don't just flush it down the drain or whatever unenvironmentally friendly solution you may have. Please consult the EPA on where you should be dumping your refuse coolant legally. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you next time.